Okay, let's see what film we have here today. Huh? I wonder who could that be? Oh, Dragon Boy 233. I I bring you some news that we on Disney Plus are making a new animated film based on a film, which is a sequel, of course. Okay, well, your voice kind of sounds similar as me. And this is why you don't hire any actors. Anywho, we would like to announce the sixth Ice Age film. Isn't that exciting? No, not at all. Like, why would we need like another Ice Age film? There's too many. But hey, didn't the Blue Sky studio shut down? Well, yes, but I decided to steal the opportunity because I want to prove that I am better than them. But we are restarting, we are removing some of the characters, like it will restart from Ice Age 3. But in this film, focuses on the unforgettable trio, and maybe some new characters are there, yeah. So, what do you say, Dragon Boy? Well, I guess I could give Ice Age another chance as long as it does the right thing. Good. Now we're having a good time with Buck, Crash, and Eddie. Oh, okay. Wait, hold on. Oh, no. Don't tell me. Don't tell me he said what I think he said. No, it can't. Are you kidding me? Are you actually kidding me? Not only Disney shut down the Blue Sky Studios thinking that the Ice Age characters are there, but now they're making a sixth film with Crash and Eddie? Are you kidding me? Okay, I'm just gonna say right now, I hate Crash and Eddie. And heck, they could be even the worst Ice Age characters to ever exist. Yes, and what ruins the Ice Age franchise. But now they got the sixth film, and now they're with Buck Wild. Cause I guess we can get much of him in Collision Course now, didn't we? But as well as it is, as a terrible idea as it is, will Disney bring up something new for the franchise, or will it should have been extinct like a few years ago? Let's find out. The story. Okay, I'm going to be honest with you all. There's something about the plot that could have worked, but yet it didn't. And well, something that was familiar, like old back then in the dawn of the dinosaurs, and something new to when we explored the lost worlds. But too bad this isn't you. This is used for an Ice Age sequel. So it's quite obvious that this film wants to be like a mix of a Buck Wild spin-off and an Ice Age sequel. But the side plot is about Crash and Eddie that are trying to develop that they are better off on their own, thinking that they're more worthy enough to do what they can do, without the help of their big sister and the original trio. That's not what helps the story. Like, there are some humors with Crash and Eddie, but is it strong? Not really, since it is coming from literally Crash and Eddie. Well, the story is trying to think about Buck Wild as an oddball, or how Crash and Eddie are idiots. I mean, so as a result, the story is predictable and it's filler, like it's used for a kids movie, since this is quite the type of one you would see in an Ice Age sequel. But what makes this terrible around the rest is that how it's meant to be used as an Ice Age sequel, where it tries to be something different and tries to do the right thing, but fails miserably. The animation. Say what you will about Blue Sky, there is no way that their animation is bad, because most of them are quite grand and good. Good. Especially with the Ice Age sequels. As terrible as, or decent or mediocre they can be, at least they do got some effort into the animation by Blue Sky. Now with that said, with the sixth film that's made by Disney, not Blue Sky, this looks cheap. Let me start off to what the characters look like. Some of them have their own have the same old designs from the old films, but it's noticeable that their designs in this film got a downgrade, especially when it's made by Disney. So, and then there's the character animation, what ruins the characters, especially with the movements that don't feel smooth, but more feel like for a TV series. Especially for Buck when his movement isn't smooth, but way too over the top.
Rudy, are you joking? He's relentless. He knows all, sees all, eats all. So that's a yes.
Thanks for dropping in. Will the rest of the herd be falling from the sky too? I don't think I can catch the mammoths. One, maybe.
But the worst thing that they did with the animation is make the action scenes suffer. Whenever you see like a fight scene or a chase scene, those scenes don't actually quite match to what is happening. And especially when they represent danger in them, it doesn't look so dangerous when you see them. But keep in mind that this was made 20 years after the first one since 2002, because at least some effort was put into the first film and not the sixth film. It would have been alright as a TV series, but not as an animated feature. Now that I think about it, this animation is made by the same animators who made this and this. The characters. Okay, so here's the best part about the characters. The characters who first appeared in Continental Drift and Collision Course are all gone, which it feels like it was restarted from the third film or the second film, to be honest. And also, I forgot to mention that this is a follow-up to Collision Course. Cause, how do I know this? Right at the beginning, when Eddie was backdropping the story about how their herd came together and their adventures they have, it literally showed the first two stories and the others, which were the third and fourth films. Like, take a look at this scene.
6 of us had so many adventures. But every time we thought it was the end of the world, it only brought us closer together.
They even brought back the backstory of the baby and the other humans. So I'll give it credit for not what the other sequels did, by bringing back some of the humans in the backstory, so I guess that is quite impressive. Also, it's not just Ice Age 4 and 5 characters that first appeared that are all gone. There is also Peaches, and a shock to many, there is no Scrat. Yes, I know that the Scrat is one of the fan favorite Ice Age characters, and it's quite strange why the hell is he removed here. Like, he's the comic relief that makes a lot of funny jokes. But I guess Scrat didn't have the time to be in this blunder, and thank goodness he isn't. Anywho, moving on to the actual characters that the film focuses on, there's Buck Wild, of course, since his name is in the title, and he's quite have a good role in this film. Well, in the Dawn of the Dinosaurs, he still has that personality in the sixth film, while he's a bit of adventurer, and not the annoying guy in Collision Course. Well, yes, he does have a bit of adventure wild spot inside him that is quite similar to Dawn of the Dinosaurs. He still has a bit of a loony side where he talks to vegetables, including his daughter, I guess. Luckily, we get to know much about Buck. Well, he was in a group that helps harmony of the mammals into protecting them no matter what bad happens. But then when one failed mission happened against Orson, he reunites with his own buddy or partner called Z, who is a bit of a planner that have a lot of plans to Buck's quirks. Who also has a bit of an ex-relationship with Buck, where they had to settle the differences in order to save the lost world. If this film was more about these two, then the film would have been worthwhile. But I guess that all is kind of ruined because we already have to deal with Crash and Eddie. Yes, they do have an arc of being independent and saying that they can survive on their own without the help of Eddie. But like I said before, the reason why the comedy doesn't work is because of these two, that their filler is mostly worthless and not the funniest. And you can tell that I already hate these guys, just like I said. You know, now that I think about it, whenever I look at these two, I become a possum myself and just scream like what Animat does. Like this. And then there's Orson, who is really just a bland villain. Because in the past, he's usually been fun of because of his big brain, and instead he wants to be the big dinosaur villain that wants to take over the lost world by help some raptors that it takes control of. And we can't have an Ice Age film without the main trio, Manny, Sid, Diego, and the addition of Eddie, where they are usually on a quest to find Crash and Eddie after they left. However, their roles in this future are just bland since they only appear from the beginning and the end, which makes them how worthless these characters are. But there was something strange about the characters. There was only one character that did got his old voice actor back, which is Simon Pegg as Buck. Everyone else was just praised by different actors, and which kind of makes them sound okay, but kind of bad, especially with Sid whenever he talks on screen. With the exception of Simon Pegg as Buck and Sachina Manchano as C, who did a solid job, which could be the only exception for the voice acting. But that doesn't mean that saves these characters from being good. Well, I guess Buck and C are the only good characters, while everyone else can be bland or unlikable. Can explain why this film is made by Disney and not Blue Sky. This would have been better if it was about Buck Wild himself and Z and other kinds of stuff, but too bad it was used for an Ice Age sequel that turns out to be worthless than the fifth one. The Ice Age Adventures of Buck Wild is a very much of a downgrade to the original Ice Age, where the story is bland, the animation has a significant downgrade, the characters are pointless and annoying, the action scenes are weak, and the comedy is disastrous. So since this film is on Disney Plus, why watch this while not watch Dawn of the Dinosaurs? Sure, it's not good as the original, but at least it will give you some good things about this film instead of this blunder. But to be honest, I guess I would be a bit harsh on Disney. If they want to test on some like Blue Sky films or just Ice Age, then that's fine. As long as it's an experiment and don't rush it as a franchise that always has to make content on Disney Plus. Well, this franchise is never going to end now, is it? Well, in that case, I guess I gotta give this the cow seal of garbage until I forget that this film even exists. Now, if you'll excuse me, I just gotta get my sanity back after watching this blunder and this in total nonsense that should never exist. Or maybe this could be the worst film of the Ice Age and probably the worst Disney film I ever seen. I guess this beats the rank of Chicken Little for one day. As long as Ice Age 7 doesn't get worse or real free.